Welcome in, fun lovers and pleasure seekers. After, well, up to 2.5, 3 inches of rain in some areas, we're dry, at least temporarily, here at the big-time CBS studios of Your Carolina. Jack and Megan here. Good morning.
Good morning. How was your drive in? I felt for you because it was foggy for me, and I'm a mile away.
It was bad, the fog. It was so bad. The
How
fog.
bad was it?
It was so bad. I kissed the cat and put my wife in the backyard.
Yeah.
Where's the snare drum? Did we sell that?
I sold it.
Don't tell Joe.
I needed lunch the other day, and that was the first thing I saw.
Well, again, I bought my first Girl Scout cookies.
Did you?
Clara showed up with her mother. But I have to split that order between Clara down the street and Clara across the street.
You have two Claires.
Clara and Claire. So I'm waiting on Claire to get the message.
Gotcha.
I'll get another 3 boxes from her.
Good, because you like to spread
the
it
wealth.
out.
Spread the wealth. And of course, Clemson lost the game last night. I dozed off right before the final 2 minutes. So I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, I know there's a lot of heartbroken Clemson fans, but I think y'all are kind of saying it best. You know, follow on social and say, hey, I mean, we went 29 and we had a fantastic 2 years.
And we've won it twice in the last, what, 5 years now?
Trevor's going to be back next year.
Good.
Your recruiting class this year, of course, was like top notch. Vegas is already predicting that they will be back in the final game next year. So I know I have a lot of Clemson fans that will go ahead and buy, because it's in Miami next year.
Yeah, they know
so
that
they're already buying
tickets.
Hotel rooms.
Do it.
They're
Smart.
already buying
Send
airline
the deposit
tickets
to Miami. They'll be back.
Already doing that.
It ain't over.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I've said this before, if you win every time, and wouldn't we like to, you reach a point, what else can we accomplish?
Right.
So if you maybe lost this time, there's just that much more harder work you got to do, and you get pumped up sometimes when you're not at the very top.
Exactly.
Is that right?
And it's one game. It just stinks that it was the most important game. I mean, this was, y'all got to admit, I mean, this was LSU's season. Joe Burrow is just a different level. He's a good guy.
He doesn't even look like he shaves. How old is the kid?
He's 23. Is he 23?
I don't even think he has a razor. Don't take offense to that, but have you seen his?
23.
He looks so young.
Well, he's great. You know, he's a smart guy. He graduated Ohio State just in 3 years. I mean, he's a smart guy. He gives back. He helps out. You know, when he won the Heisman, he used most of the time to talk about the food pantry up in Ohio. So,
well, he's a good guy.
Yeah. It'll probably, because Tua was hurt this year, you know, that bad hip injury, Burrow will be the #1 draft pick. So.
Well, I guarantee you there's some Clemson fans just going to stay down there, going to stay in New Orleans on Bourbon Street till about Sunday afternoon and fly home.
Yeah, well, I got some friends that went, and they, you know, it's risky because some of our friends went Friday so they could enjoy a couple of days before the game.
Yeah.
My really good friends went on Sunday, so they had all day Sunday and yesterday to enjoy, and then they're staying and coming back Wednesday.
When will the team sit down? Because people need to show up at the airport.
You know, I don't know. I feel like they would probably leave today.
Okay.
I feel like they would, because they normally leave unless they left last night. They may have left.
That's got to be tough.
I mean, it's heartbroken.
I don't think I'd want to drive a car back the 1,000 miles. What is it out there, maybe?
Yeah, it's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, I'd rather get on an airplane and come home if I'm coming home. But,
well, yeah, but hopefully you were following along on our social media pages, our Your Carolina page and our Instagram page. We were posting some kind of fun little behind the scenes. There was some stuff, but you know, our own Fred Cunningham, we have a whole crew that's been down there covering it.
And you know, Fred, it goes so far back. Fred was our sports guy.
Yeah.
Before Pete.
He knows a thing or two about sports.
You
so
think?
Yeah, let's check in with him, see what's going on, because he was at the game last night.
Hi guys, we're in New Orleans where LSU fans were celebrating all night that school's first national championship since 2007. For the Tigers, obviously a disappointing end to their season. Let's show you as they walked off the field last night for the first time in more than 2 years, having lost a football game 42-25 against LSU. But it was an amazing run for Clemson. 2 national championships in the last 3 years before having the runner-up finish in this completed football season. 29 wins in a row, tying the all-time ACC record. But after the game, Dabo Swinney talked about how they had their chances, but LSU was simply the better team.
Tip your hat to them, and this was their night. And it wasn't our night, but man, what an unbelievable year. What an unbelievable decade to be honest with you. Just an unbelievable decade, and excited about starting this new one.
When something kind of comes to an end, there's a new beginning, and I'm really, really excited to see where these young guys go. You know, we had 80 freshmen and sophomores on our team, and you know, they learned a lot, and we were able to pass on kind of the success that was passed on to us to them, and we know that this is just a stepping stone to where they're going to go.
Don't forget those Clemson seniors. This class won 55 games. That ties the all-time FBS record that's held by the 2018 Tigers, along with Alabama. And get this, football is going to be back on our minds very soon. Dabo Swinney says Clemson's spring football practice starts 6 weeks from tomorrow. In New Orleans, wrapping up our coverage, I'm Fred Cunningham. We send it back to you.
Thanks, Fred. Those spring games are super exciting. That's a lot of fun to go to.
Not far away.
No, we brought Jamarcus up to join us so we could help answer our question of the day, of course, brought to you by Spinks. If you could send a message to the Clemson Tigers, what would you say?
Could we just send Kleenex instead of a message?
I think they're good. I think you cry. What is the rule? It's like you got a day to cry. You know what I mean? You got a day to cry.
I mean, you
get
can lick
upset.
your wounds. I mean, the thing
and then you pick it up and you go.
The thing I would say to them is, first of all, there's a lot of people that are criticizing them for now, but these are people that are not even in the arena. Brene Brown says you have to be in the arena to be able to have these conversations. If you're not even in a national championship game, do you really even have room to talk about a national championship game? You know
and what are they criticizing?
It's like, oh, Clemson this, Clemson that, these Tigers. It's just like one of those things. It's like, you know, I don't even have a team in the fight, to tell you the truth. Right. But it's like one of those things. It's like the guy says, sometimes you have to give up something good to make room for something great. So they're going to have a great opportunity to, because imagine these young people that are watching this game and all they know is Clemson winning. Does life really work that way, though?
What did you hear the player said? He referred to this kind of ending, but still yet to come is a new beginning. Now that's something right there. You can store right up here. New beginning.
You got to let something good go to make room for something great.
And you
Believe me, I know.
And until you lose things, you don't know what to appreciate sometimes.
Yes, and I think it's going to be a great teaching opportunity for a lot of people, because in life you don't always win, no matter how much work, no matter how much, but competing at that level is such a great opportunity. And so I think this is a good opportunity to tell kids, hey, you're not going to always win, but guess what? You have to be in the game. You have to work at a high level. You have to put all the hard work to go into it. And being second ain't half bad.
And you got to get up the next day and put a smile.
Start it all over
put a smile on your face.
Now, it was funny.
And Dabo has taught those kids to be good sportsmen. If you'll notice, these guys, you know, they congratulate the opposite team. They handle this real well.
Because it's not all in.
You got to be a good winner and a good loser.
It's not all in only if you win. There's no like parentheses, only if you win. You know, it's all in, win or lose.
That's right.
And the next day you still have to be, and not even the next day, hours later, you give yourself some time to kind of accept that loss, and you're like, what's next?
What's next? I thought it was kind of funny. Eddie Hickman, he watches our show all the time, big Clemson fan, and he said, so, you know, went to bed and woke up, and they lied. They said the sun would be up when you wake up in the morning. He was like, the sun was not out. I guess it was out, Eddie. You just couldn't see it because of all the fault, but that was, I thought that was
good double meaning to it.
Yeah, but it's just funny to seeing how many people have, you know, became sports analysts overnight.
Oh yeah, it's very
armchair quarterbacks.
It's very easy to judge from your home. But hey, Clemson, y'all got a big basketball game tonight. Y'all are playing Duke. You're coming off the big win against UNC. Carolina ladies are #1, first time in 5 years. We're #1 for basketball, so good things for the state.
And if you're sitting at home and all you can do is be an internet troll and like clash on the Tigers, maybe ask yourself, what have you done for your life today that has made you a better person?
My favorite,
are you a national champion?
Well, my favorite too is like, did you actually go to that school? Because about 98% no.
Right.
Did you actually play there? No.
Right. And then starting to focus on us. Like, it's cool to kind of like from a fun component, just to kind of smack talk. But some people are getting pretty vicious about it. And you're just like, yikes.
That's why you don't always read
some of the
media.
kids at Will's school, they had a fun bet with one of the teachers that worked there, because he was an LSU fan, and then one of the kids, huge Clemson fan. I mean, he kind of looks like Trevor Lawrence, this Clemson fan. Yes, he's got the hair, everything. So they made a bet that if LSU won, or if Clemson won, the teacher would have to wear this wig, and if LSU won, the kid was going to have to wear a dress.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
So
that
now,
hurts.
Will just can't
That's
wait to go to
smart.
see it. Like, oh, I wonder if he's going to, like, they're so excited to see if he's going to come
And
to
I like
school
it
in a
keeping
dress
it that
today.
way. When
Keep
people-
it fun,
when
yeah.
Once it gets like mean-spirited is
No,
when
then
it
it's
gets a
not
little,
fun.
yeah, it
Yeah.
gets off kilter.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it fun and
Keep
Well,
keep
you
it
know,
like
the
that.
word fan, what it comes from fanatic.
Fanatic.
Yeah,
And
and
there
some
are
people
some
are
that are fanatic.
fanatic about
Yeah.
it. But I mean, it's one of those things that they have a lot to be proud of, and this community has a lot to be proud of. So,
Yeah.
but congratulate. But it's
Yeah.
nothing saying
That's
wrong
a-
with saying congratulations to
Right,
LSU.
they had a, yes.
Well,
that
I've got
was-
my bags packed.
For?
And we're not talking Miami at this point. I'm moving to Finland, so
Whoa.
you might as well hug
Is that
my
where you
neck.
get to eat chocolate for breakfast?
No, you get to work 4 days a week, and your work days are only 6 hours each. Finland, they've
Nice.
done this. I want to go.
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 Okay.
Finland.
Don't let the door hit me in the rear end on
All
the
right.
way
There's
out.
probably something to be said for
You got your
productivity
passport?
with that level of,
Well, they say people want perks more than money.
well, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
convenience.
Convenience.
Yeah, because if you have all the money in the world, but you can't have any time to do it, or your family doesn't know who
Yeah.
you are,
More
what's the
vacation
point?
days.
Yeah,
and
because
stuff.
work culture, I think companies spend so much time figuring out how employees can be more productive. But it really, you can do all these things, but it's all about the culture,
All about the
right?
culture. Make
Right.
people happy. People just want to, if they're coming in, they're going to give you a lot more if everyone's happy.
Well, you know, our new boss man, you know, he had little meetings with about
Right.
5 and 6 people. That's a pretty good way to find out the pulse.
Culture.
Yeah, I
of
like
little
to
subgroups.
actually
He
take
did
the
that, yeah.
time to get to know, because we've had a lot that
I
didn't
did
even
ask
know.
for a raise for- I
Didn't
did
even
ask for a
know.
Run to you in
raise
the
for
hallway
both
and be
of
like,
them.
who are you?
Yeah, thank you, Jack. we
Again,
ain't
I
good.
did ask for a raise for both.
Well, there you go.
When
Thank
is it?
you.
When's it supposed to set in?
He said something about when the weather changes. I
All
won't
right.
go there with that phrase.
Yeah, I feel
No,
you.
I'm kidding.
I feel you. What trivia question do you have for us?
What big American city is named after a vice president back in the 1800s? Isn't that a good one? I've been trying to get that on. What large American city is named actually after a U.S. VP? And I think this was back in the 1800s.
Okay.
So you get on there and we'll
We weren't alive then.
give you an answer at the end of the show.
Yeah, I'll call Mom and see if she remembers.
I'm gonna phone a friend. Can I
what it
phone
was.
Google it?
Phone a
Fred
friend.
Cunningham?
Yeah, because he knows everything about
He knows
presidents.
all about the president, so we'll
Yes.
just call him.
All right, guys, we have a fun show for you this morning. Coming up, do you love shopping online? Well, all about this boutique when we come back in our fashion trends. You're going to want all these sweaters. They're so snuggly.
Yeah. Plus, Steve Hartman takes us all to all the amazing places to tell those stories. He couldn't believe where this story has taken him, all by taking a swab of his own DNA. Stick around for more Your Carolina.
Furnishings for Your Carolina are provided by Jeff Lynch, Appliances, Electronics, Bedding, Furniture.